feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride no
Quan funeral real quick. I just want to see if apparently a lot of people spoke. Let me see what's up. The choir was buzzing.
Rich Homie Quan heard about it as he was riding past the service. And I'll never forget, he walked in.
Storytelling and rapping.
And the compassion of our community in the city of Atlanta. And this letter is signed by our 61st mayor of the city of Atlanta, the Honorable Mayor Andre Dickens. You know, to love Atlanta is to love the people of Atlanta.
Hold on, we got.
Man.
Ooh.
And I want to lead you to.
It's really self-explanatory if you hear it. Like, ain't really too much to say about it.
Crazy. Lifestyle. Crazy too.
You always said you was top 3 and not 3. And now the time has come to show where the spot is really at.
I love you, Daddy.
Oh, these kids, bro. This nigga looks so much like Rich Homie. God damn. Rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan. We love you, my brother. Killer Mike to the stage.
Good afternoon. I'm in my travel clothes, so forgive me to family for not being properly dressed. I didn't even understand why I got the call. I'm here first to speak on the behalf of just the black community here, because we've done a good job in this city, in the big city of Atlanta and the small city of South Fulton. We've done a good job being examples that you can be anything you want to be. You can be a little boy who wants to play baseball. You can train, you can develop a discipline that although it doesn't lead you to the major leagues, it leads you to the major leagues in music, and you can be an example for young people after you. Anything is possible in this city, and Corey and Tammy have showed us that by the product that they produced. I want to thank them as parents for giving their child the stability that would give those beautiful children the confidence to know that they're competent to do anything they want. A lot of people might be like, who is that up there? My name is Michael Render. I'm Denise's son. And like Tammy's son, I sang and danced for a living. Like Corey's son, Michael and Anthony, my fathers, have watched proudly from the audience. And they've suffered some for me too. I just like to say that we're not burying a musician today. You're burying a man. You're burying a man who was a student at Fort Valley, who was a baseball player, who was a son to a mother and a father, who was a father to children, who was a loving companion by what the internet say to a few women. But the women that gave him his children, he treated with honor and respect. I'd never been in that man's presence and seen him disrespect. And I've been, and I'm not going to take longer than 2 minutes. I'm going to say this to Atlanta. I didn't know him intimately. I didn't know him as a homeboy. I wasn't hanging out in the studio. I judged him by the fruit he was, the tree that he fell from, his mother and his father. Everywhere I went in this city, you hear their name in high praise and honor. And everywhere he carried their name, it was in high praise and honor. So to young people in the room, I want to say, carry your parents' name in a way that when it's said, it's going to be honorable and high praise. I've never heard his father or his mother's name spoke lowly, because I've never heard his name. I would like to say, see, because a lot of us in the music industry, our lawyers, our accountants and stuff, they be people that have a certain faith. They be Jewish folks. So I asked my accountant one time, I want to go to one of your high and holy days with you. He took me to Yom Kippur. And for those of y'all who follow the Abrahamic religions, Jewish, Christianity, Islam, one of the greatest things we've taught in those religions is forgiveness and grace. And I stand here in front of two amazing parents and an amazing community that produced him. But also, man, I stand here in a room full of some people, they was his rivals about 9-10 years ago. And they got over that rivalry and they forgave each other and they lived. He was an example of grace. He was an example of mercy and forgiveness, not only in what he gave and what he was willing to exceed. He didn't let his pride and his ego and insecurity get in the way of being a good man. And I want to tell the young men that are in this room, some that were, righteously all the way down, some that was rival and got righteously all the way down later. You guys are leaders now. You guys are the lead in the fashion he led. If it's trouble, just get quiet and disappear and pop back up in a year. If you want to disrespect each other, find a room to go to and talk to each other, not in front of other people, so your pride and ego don't have to lead. We have an example in what this young man showed us, because a lot of times the people who lean into alcohol, the people who lean into things that will soothe our pain are the most sensitive people. And I stand before you today as a child of an addict. And I'm here to tell you, my mother was so sensitive to the thoughts and feelings of other people around her that she carried a weight on her. And musicians, a lot of times when we're writing and we understand this out of our experiences, but our writing comes from the experience of those around us. So believe me, that smile that he had carried the weight that you have. The smile that he walked around with sometimes masks a shadowy, hurt thing. And he still gave audiences joy and love and laughter. So I want to say to us, forgive yourself for your own addictions. Because as you can see, I like sugar a lot. Forgive yourself for your own misgivings. Forgive your mothers. Forgive your fathers. Forgive your uncles. Forgive your aunts. Forgive yourself. And move forward how he moved forward. When he reemerged smiling. He reemerged with songs. He reemerged forgiven and being accepted and being forgiven by those he had issue with. He reemerged like a man. So I want to challenge all the black men in here to let's be more like the icon we call Quan. Let's be someone who brings honor to our mother and father. Let's be a good example for our children. And let's make sure that we forgive ourselves so we don't drink ourselves to death. Let's make sure we forgive ourselves so don't we chase folly till we gone. Let's make sure that when we have a group of people in this room that much like our contemporaries who call themselves Jewish people, that we come with the spirit of I beg your pardon. We Yom Kippur, I don't even know how to spell it. But I know how to spell I beg your pardon. And I promise that I'm going to find someone I transgressed against or someone who might have transgressed against me. And I'm going to this week say, I forgive you. And if you'll forgive me, I accept your forgiveness. Because all I could think about as I sat here and watched this young man never stooped low. He always stood up high. If he stepped on your foot, he said, excuse me. If you felt like he did something wrong, even if it took a few months, they'd pop up and he'd beg your pardon and he'd allow you to be forgiven and he'd forgive. So I just want to hope in the rest of my life, how many days I have left, that I'm a lot more like Corey and Tammy's son. That I'm forgiven. That I bring people joy. That I bring people laughter. So I would just like to offer my deepest condolences on behalf of me and my family. I'd like to say to everyone in this room that Atlanta is a truly special place. That includes South Fulton. I'd like to say, black people in this room, we have an opportunity to do it different. We have an opportunity to bring honor to his name by forgiving one another. We have an opportunity to get our shit straight. And I would challenge us to do it because I love y'all so much. And he's gone, he's in the presence with the Lord now. So that means he's probably looking at us on a remote control TV from heaven. And he expects us to do better than we've been doing. I want to tell Atlanta, I love you. I like to tell Corey and Tammy, thank you for loaning your son to the world. I want to tell his children, thank you for allowing your father to be an example for us. Because so many days, I'm sure he was away singing and dancing. I want to tell the woman and the women that loved him, you couldn't help it, baby. He was lovable. And I'd just like to say to Quan, man, I never got to tell you this, but I told you I wanted to see you and talk to you about something, but it's good for the room to hear. I heard you talk about getting an advance on your album, and the wisest thing you had said to anybody, you said, I told them I don't want all the money up front. Just give me something every month so that I can sustain myself. And I want to say to black people in this room, that was one of the greatest lessons I've heard every entertainer say. Let's be more conservative with what we do with our finance so we can give our children the stable life that Corey and Tammy gave him. Because that is the only way we will produce strong young men and women like the one we're sending to our Lord today. I love you all in Jesus' name. I pray that you all leave strong and healthy. To my Muslims in the building, Salaam Alaikum. Thank you guys for being here as well. And I look forward to seeing y'all soon. Tammy and Corey, thank y'all so much.
Wow, beautiful. Killer Mike, you phenomenal. Wow, phenomenal.
And Corey and their relationship is that it will, thank you,
Look effortless, but those of us who were close to Quan know just how much effort he put into everything that he did. He showed us that it wasn't just about the destination, but it was also about the journey. Watching Quan evolve from the kid recording at his mom's house to a global superstar.
DJ is gonna keep spinning Quan. We ain't never let Quan name die, ever.
His legacy is still going in.
Good morning. My name is Rocco. Quan, someone that I held very near and dear to me. I want to start by saying Quan was that guy, and he knew it, you know? In the room he went in, he lit it up. You know, I remember seeing Quan one day. I was going through something. I had some on my mind, you know. I was frowned up. You know, by the time I left Quan, I'm laughing, joking, you know. That's just Quan, you know. He lit it up, you know. And it's hard for me, you know, because that was my boy. That was my brother, you know what I mean? And, but I got a crazy story. I got a call from Quan. He was like, you know, Quan talk fast. He was like, big bro, I need you. I'm doing my anniversary party. Tabernacle, I need you. Come on, pop out. So I'm like, but you know, I'm from Atlanta, so I understand. I understood him. I was like, I'm in there, you know? I'm in there with you. But I'm a translator. He was like, big bro, I'm doing my anniversary party at the Tabernacle. I need you to pop out with me. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. So fast forward, we do the show. He bring me out. He passed the mic off to me. I'm in there with him. We rocking. I look back through my peripheral. You know, I see Quan over. He's standing on something. He dancing. He rapping all my words. You know, that just gave me that extra energy to turn up some more and go harder, you know. And that's the type of person he was, you know. And we're going to always hold Quan in that light. Quan is forever goated in this city. We're going to champion Quan forever. We're going to keep Quan music straight.
I appreciated that because when you move to different places, you really don't have family out of state. And I was accepted by them. So I want to tell you, Corey, that meant everything to me. And I'm honored to be here to speak at your son's funeral. I'm honored to be here because
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Pastor, I ain't gonna be long. I see it on your face. You like, what I'm here for? First off, we want to say God is the greatest. All right? And when I talk with passion. So I want y'all to bear with me. Listen closely. Mama. I call you mama. We've been introduced since 2003. Big bro. So, you know, it's real family. Corey, what's going on? Y'all gave us an icon. Y'all gave us a legend. You know, we all on borrowed time. So the things that he accomplished while he was here, we want to let y'all know that we're going to continue on his legacy. And even through the small amount of time, it made a big impact. You understand? And I know he's the head of the household, and a lot of people in here is probably questioning. Now, there's two ways to ask questions. The first way to ask questions is you're asking because you're trying to learn the knowledge so you can apply it to future understandings. And the second way to ask questions is you're questioning because you want to question the reasoning for what's going on. And the second way of questioning can be disobedience. So we always have to go with the first way of how we ask questions. Not why is this happening? Not why is this happening to me? No, we have to ask God, what is the purpose? What is the lesson? How do I apply this to my future understanding? Because this is the end. He's at peace. One day we too shall do this. He's still leading. He said, I got to go to see what's going on. But as you can see, I'm still leading. You shall follow. So at the end of the day, y'all, Mom, I want to let you know, because we talked yesterday. And when we talked yesterday, I was just observing, and I want you to know that you are being obedient. The way you spoke, your energy, the way you talk, your head. Corey said it yesterday. She said, I'm going off how my mama going. But how you moving, Ma, is how we supposed to move during these times. Because all the morals and the doctrines, this is the only time that we really apply it. When we hurt Job. Everybody go read the book of Job. Just read the book of Job. He took everything from Job. He kept snatching everything from Job. And Job, like every Christian that, everybody like, I put so much good into the world. Why so much bad coming to me? He like, you know what? I ain't really been bad to nobody. I just want to talk to him. I want to ask him why. Why he doing this to me? God looked at him and said, who you talking to? Why not you? This is the time for you to praise my name. This is the time for you to tell the other people through the midst of pain, I'm the one that's giving you the strength, fool. So when people think you crazy, Mom, you ain't crazy. You being obedient. And I'm here to tell the family, big bro, so it's time to be obedient. It's time to take charge. Because I know the twilight zone is real, but guess what? It's real. This is the real. And I understand the pain. This is a familiar pain. And I'm here to tell you as a soldier, I'm strapped up with you. I'm ready to fight with you. You understand? So continue to be a leader to the family. Listen, it ain't over with, y'all. It ain't over with. He did what he was supposed to do. We all on borrowed time. Nobody in here know how they gonna leave. But when you leave and we meet our maker, we want to make sure, hey, wasn't I obedient? Didn't I do the best I could? So we're going to keep his name alive, and I want to tell the family, I love y'all, and I'm here with you forever. Keep God first, everybody. Quan, I love you, big bro. You a legend.
I'm first, right next to that's right too. My dad, Corey Lamar, came into my life when I was 3 years old, which means at 3 years old, I gained a brother. Well, two, but I wouldn't meet Duke until later. Quan and I always had a unique bond. I never would have imagined that my brother would blow up to be a global icon and legend. This is the same person who would ask me to call my mom and our dad while they were on a date night to see if he could use the car to go get me McDonald's. I never asked for McDonald's, and I don't think he was coming back with food, but they already told you about his women. This is the person who told me and Duke we were just playing boot camp in the basement, just so he could turn the treadmill up to 15 and watch us fly off. I still have the scars on my back to prove it. This is the same jokester who hid behind my parents' door for God knows how long just to jump out and terrify the crap out of me so that I could go running, screaming, and crying into my dad's arms. I never would have guessed that same brother and jokester would have such a major impact on hip-hop culture, black culture, Atlanta, and the world. But he did. I remember when Quan first blew up, I was 16. My dad had just bought me a silver convertible Beetle. I would ride up the hill to Mays High School with the top drop to type away. Rain, sleet, hot, cold, snow, it did not matter. While I always thought he was talented and it was cool to have a brother who was a celebrity, he was never Rich Homie Quan to me. just my brother. I take comfort in the fact that the last conversation we had 2 days before he passed, we were starting to plan our dad's 55th birthday celebration in Miami. The last words he said to me were, "I love you, sis." We never think about the mortality of our siblings, our parents, grandparents, and other elders, maybe. But a brother at 34, never. My lesson in this is make sure you hold your loved ones tight and tell them you love them often, so that when God calls them home, you're at peace knowing the relationship y'all had, the love y'all shared, and that they're resting easy with God in heaven. Until we meet again, I love you, Quan.
Wow, so incredibly tough watching the siblings, you know. It's much easier watching like Killer Mike and DC Young Fly talk, but like the sister, I think these are the immediate family that they're speaking about. Quan, rest in peace, Quan. I'm gonna play it.
Greetings. How everybody doing today? A little quiet in here, ain't it? I'm not here to talk about no memories. I'm just speaking. Progress. The verb definition of progress is to move forward or onward in a space of time. Your life was the definition of progress, big brother. The good work that was put in day by day didn't go unnoticed. I can promise you that. When becoming a man, we must become uncomfortable with being comfortable. We must become comfortable with being uncomfortable. I apologize. You was a testimony of that. Your life was built brick by brick with many troubles along the way, but count your blessings and not your troubles was the cornerstone of it all. We all appreciate your life. It gave us light that can never be duplicated. As crazy as it sounds, life isn't fair, but that's what makes it fair for us all. Now, family, as Frederick Douglass once stated, without struggle, there's no progress. And right now, we're going through a very tough struggle. We must embrace the situation in one another. Iron sharpens iron, so we may bend, but break it is not an option. If you didn't have a reason before, you got one now. And know a journey of 1,000,000 miles begins with one single step. Rest easy, big brother.
Let me go first.
Thank you.
Flies. I can't. I don't want to accept it, but I have to. You know. I don't know. My brother, he hurt me with this. He hurt me, man. But to see him grow and to know, like, we started this from a karaoke machine. Like, my brother made his own beats. He recorded himself. He learned how to do all that with no school, you know, like, I would be outside playing sports and he'd be in the house on a computer. Like, it's just what he was. He perfected his craft, and I stood there and I watched him grow every day, every night. I traveled with him everywhere. He took us from around 285 to flights to Dubai. In 2014, I traveled the world with a passport. Like, since I was a child, my mama always made me walk to the bathroom with my brother, and he was the oldest. You know, I could be mid-bite, like, get up, you better go follow him to that bathroom, you know? So I was always his protector, you know, even though he was the oldest, I always walked through them doors first. And he has now opened up doors for this family, for us to continue and be better than what we were yesterday. So I want to applaud him and tell him that I appreciate him from taking me from 285, Old National, to the East Side, to endless flights, from instant oatmeal and cereal to continental breakfast. You know, and from continental breakfast to personal chefs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went from apartments, you know, sometimes no hot water, man. Like, we didn't stop. I love you, man.
don't know if I can watch much more of this, chat. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is like mad, like it's emotional now. I don't know if I watch. I want to watch the mom speak or the dad speak. I think this is the dad. Yeah, this is super emotional right here.
September the 5th, when I got the phone call, and I had to redirect myself to go to Quan's home. I was shaking. I was scared. But I was also praying on that ride. Upon my arrival, they were bringing Quan out the house. And I asked, could I ride with them? And they said, no, you can't ride. So I went in the house and I told Amber, I think you should get ready and go to the hospital. I'll stay back with Leor. Duke and Koya proceeded. As I was in there, I was praying because something came over me. I was nervous and scared because I was just thinking about what if? And I got the confirmation that my son had transitioned. Not only my son, but my best friend. We didn't get it right every time, but we gave it the best every time. I grew up without my biological father. And when I was a kid, I made a promise to myself and to God that if I ever had kids, one question my kid or kids would never have, and that's what my dad had. Because I had that question as a child. My grandmother and grandfather gave me everything wasn't nailed down. I was spoiled. But I still wanted to know where was my dad. From the day I met Quan and I held him, my life changed. I knew failure was not an option, but little did Quan know, he pushed me even harder to be a dad, to be a role model, and to be an example is what a man should be, built upon integrity, morals, and values. In this industry, finances play a big part. But because of the morals and values that we instilled in him, me and Tammy, a lot of things we turned down because it didn't feel morally right. The love that has been displayed these past days for our son, brother, dad, whatever he may have been to you, it's been immeasurable. It's like now when I hear a Rich Homie Quan song, it sounds different to me. I was looking at Channel 2 News a week ago and they mentioned the word Rich Homie Quan. And the lady said, he's an Atlanta icon. I just looked up at God and said, God, I thank you. Transition is inevitable for all of us. And I know that that day is gonna come where I'll see him again. Right now, I'm waiting on him just to come and say, Dad, I'm okay. I used to tell people I live day by day. Now I live second by second.
I was taught as a kid, men don't cry. That's a sign of being weak or you soft. But as I got older, I realized that crying is a sign of pain. And Lord knows I'm in pain. Somebody asked me the other day, how you doing? I said, I don't even know how I'm doing. But I know that God's grace and mercy is keeping us here. There are times since I lost my son, I don't know what to do. Prime example, when me and his mother had to go make arrangements. I buried a lot of my family members. I know the process. But as we were walking through the funeral home in the casket room, I stopped and said, what are we doing here? And Tammy looked at me and said, Corey, we're not supposed to be here. So when we left, the Spirit touched me and just said, hey, this is a bit too much for you, because I'm emotional. I lost my best friend. I lost a kid I talked to 9, 10 times a day. Pop, if he just want to talk. Dad, if he needs something. I mean, like, I was his protector. I would do anything to protect this kid. And I used to tell him all the time, you know, so much go on that you don't even know about, because we love you. Dre texts me all the time. Monte texting, what we doing, and I have to find a solution, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of those times, all I could do is pray and ask God to help us. So when I look at, like, when they sent me the obituary and I glanced at it on my phone, I didn't look at it long. I said, this kid has accomplished a great deal at a young age. And to be honest, being in the trenches, you don't realize that. But once you see it, like, compelled, you know, like, on a piece of paper, you'd be like, this kid really did his thing, man. I'm humbled to have been his dad. One of the last conversations we had, I was asking him some questions, and I said, have some of my life or how I live my life impacted decisions you make? And I said, be honest. And he said, Dad, you know, as a kid, a child's first hero is his dad. And he said, we as kids tend to do what we see. And if I have to answer you truthfully, yes. He told me, he said, yes. The pain that I feel right now is immeasurable, man. I feel as though I've been broken into a million pieces. But I'm reminded that I know a man that'll put me back together one piece at a time, over time. To the fans, to the family, to the loved ones. I thank you all for taking time out of your day to be here with us and to pay respects to my son. And I'm gonna leave y'all with a little story, because everybody a little somber. And I know people have been feeling sad for us, but like Dre said, we're gonna figure it out. It's a time and place for everything. Right now, it's a time for us to mourn. It's okay, it's okay. Jesse Jackson said it might be dark now, but the morning got to come. It's coming. We don't know when and where. So I drank a little Ciroc. Forgive me, church. Had some bottles of Ciroc down at the apartment downtown. And I usually buy them because I just like the pretty bottles. But whenever I want to have me a drink, I have me a little drink. So I was down there one evening, Ciroc sitting over there on the counter looking good. Grabbed me a glass and poured me some Ciroc. And put some juice in it.
Let me just go on to the mom. Where the mom at? Let's hear Mama. And this was a casket, bro. I hate showing, obviously, but not much we can say, bro. Not much we can fucking say. There's a singing performance. Did the mom speak? Did the mom not speak at all? Oh, looked like the mom didn't speak. Maybe she did. Maybe she spoke
to the
earlier.
friends, the love
with the Lord.
It don't look like the mom.
I'm honored to be here because
Everyone's my
That's the father.
Oh, man.
I wish I could play this. They're gonna flag me on YouTube for the audio. Fuck, bro. Fuck. Man, rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. Please, I encourage you, if you love Rich Homie Quan's music, keep playing those music, keep his memory alive through the sounds he gave us so graciously. Please remember him as somebody who, they said very nice words about him, and a lot of them are right. Somebody who took the high road in a lot of shit. Remember him for the best qualities, remember him for the things that he brought to us, the culture he helped us. Remember for the joy he brought to your life, and in this moment of grief for his family, I definitely empathize with them and send my sincerest condolences. You guys can watch a full memorial service if you guys want to. It's on Fox 5 Atlanta. It's about 4 hours. You guys could go watch it. Yeah, I don't think the mom took. This is when they looked like they were about to maybe remove the casket. Last hurrah. Obviously, they probably had a private ceremony. This was mostly for the stream and the fans. And I'm pretty sure the mom spoke at the actual funeral or the private funeral. I'm pretty sure her input was all over it. I know we usually be like mama, but, the dad was clearly very influential here. Salute to him. Rest in peace. The Qantas D. Lamar. Birthday, October 4th, 1989. And his official resting date was September 5th, 2024. We love him, okay? He'll always be remembered, okay? Hard to segue out of that. Very hard to segue out of that. Incredibly hard. By the way, beautiful ceremony. Oh, I didn't know there's like an aerial shot. I'm sorry. I usually try to avoid showing, but to be honest, he wasn't killed in a violent way. He wasn't killed in a violent way, but yeah. And also, this was the family's wishes. The family wanted this to be public. Yeah. You guys can watch it on your own if you want to. Okay?